Welcome to the Top Secret File. Have you ever wondered how drugs can be transported between countries? Today, we will enter a world full of adventure and mystery, where mafia clans search every corner to bring drugs around the world using means you cannot imagine. Among them, there is an extremely dangerous method that is very difficult to detect, which is transporting drugs by submarine. This is a drug submarine, a secret and extremely dangerous tool designed to transport drugs from South America to the US and even Europe. During the past decade, authorities have discovered more than 200 such submarines, but there are certainly many more operating silently. Today, let's learn about 4 drug submarine models, from simple ships to high-tech masterpieces that can cross the ocean without leaving a trace. The profits from drug trafficking are enormous. Therefore, mafia bosses constantly create new ways to bring cocaine into gold markets like the US and Europe. Every year, authorities seize hundreds of tons of cocaine, but countless more tons still slip out. In the tense race between the police and the mafia, as technology develops, transportation methods also become more sophisticated than ever. Initially, submarines were only used for short trips, but over time, this drug submarine industry has become increasingly professional and developed. A secret world is operating under the ocean where no one can expect it. One of the prominent names in this war is Oscar Moreno Ricardo, the king of semi-submersible submarines. He is a notorious boss in Colombia. Hidden deep in the jungle, on the banks of a river, Ricardo operates a secret shipbuilding workshop where authorities are almost inaccessible. Here, he and his subordinates built submarines that could glide across the ocean without leaving a trace. These submarines can carry tons of cocaine, hide in the dark, and bypass all modern security systems. H.I. Sutton, a defense and naval warfare analyst, has spent his career studying drug submarines. Sutton shares more. I have been researching drug submarines for the past 15 years, maintaining databases and analyzing their designs. I can clearly see that they are becoming increasingly sophisticated, and detecting them has never been easier. First, let's explore the typical drug submarine. This type of submarine began appearing in the late 2000s and is still in operation today. About 14 meters long, this ship is not a real submarine, but a low-floating ship, almost completely submerged below the water's surface. With a special design, running at low altitude, it can avoid radar and easily bypass Coast Guard surveillance. Inside this submarine, the space is cramped with only 5 people sitting quietly, occasionally hearing the roar of the engine as the ship moves at a speed of 16 kilometers per hour. This submarine has 3 compartments. The middle compartment is the crew's resting place. The last compartment contains a damp engine, and the cargo compartment is filled with bags of cocaine, a total of 7.7 tons. If this ship completes its journey, the gang will earn a huge profit: the chase between the police and the drug submarine. A U.S. Navy patrol plane glided through the sky. Its sharp eyes discovered the drug submarine gliding under the sea surface. Immediately, a warning signal was transmitted, and the U.S. Coast Guard quickly intervened. The submarine was operating in international waters, a vast area where detecting hidden shipments is extremely difficult. 2 small boats and a helicopter rushed away, not letting a moment go to waste. When the distance was shortened, the Coast Guard officers did not lose any time. They jumped on the submarine quickly, knocked on the door, and asked to open it. Not a friendly encounter, but a tense face-off between law enforcement and a drug gang. In the algae compartment, 5 smugglers were arrested, along with more than $200 million worth of cocaine. If the authorities had not acted so decisively and quickly, the smugglers could have activated the sinking mechanism, causing the submarine and all evidence with it to sink to the bottom of the sea, lost forever. This was only a short trip, but things weren't always easy. Other drug submarines can stretch halfway around the world, and smugglers are always ready to deal with any danger. However, the creativity and technology behind these submarines is also astonishing, not only to smugglers, but even to analysts and researchers. The second type of ship is a more modern, semi-submersible submarine. A typical example is the Naco ship named Che, which left Manaus in Brazil, heading for the mouth of the Amazon River. More than 20 meters long, this train is equipped with modern technology and can move at a speed of about 19 kilometers per hour. Inside this ship were 3 sailors, Agustin Alvarez, a former Spanish boxer, and 2 Ecuadorians. They prepared to cross the Atlantic Ocean, a journey lasting about 6,500 kilometers, without GPS, only a compass as a navigation tool. If everything goes according to plan, it will take them about 2 weeks to reach their destination. This Naco ship is quite similar to the first ship, but it is more modern and larger. It also has 3 compartments: the engine at the rear, the crew area in the middle, and the cargo hold forward, nearly half of which is devoted to fuel. 3 large tanks hold 20,000 liters of fuel, ensuring the ship can make long journeys. However, living conditions on the ship were harsh. There are no proper beds. Instead, there are plastic bags used as toilets. The main food is energy bars, rice, and fish bowls. There is only 1 seat, so 2 people have to lie down all the time. They went through 3 storms and nearly collided with a large ship along the way, but eventually made it across the Atlantic. However, luck is still not on their side. Finally, the ship ran out of fuel after 27 days, a journey twice the estimated time. All attempts to contact another vessel for delivery failed. In a desperate situation, they decided to sink the ship into the sea near the Galician shore and flee. However, law enforcement did not ignore their traces. The EU's Maritime Analysis and Coordination Center detected a suspicious vessel heading towards the Galician coast. Spanish officials, with the help of night vision goggles, observed and discovered the submarine hiding in the waves. As soon as the ship sank, they arrested 2 Ecuadorian criminals. But Captain Alvarez, an old and intelligent fisherman, escaped in time. He hid in an abandoned house for 5 days before being arrested by the police. Finally, Spanish police picked up the submarine and discovered 3 tons of cocaine worth about $100 million. Every time a submarine like this is confiscated, drug gangs suffer heavy losses. But that's why they never stop improving their transportation methods to once again continue the dangerous race with the police force. The third type of ship, like a real submarine, is completely submerged in water. This drug submarine has such a perfect appearance that it is easy for anyone to mistake it for a real submarine. About 24 meters long, this submarine has a characteristic cylindrical shape, dives deep below the water's surface, and has only 1 snorkel protruding from the sea surface. The snorkel is not only the only identification mark, but also a small window for the ship to inhale air, cool the diesel engine, and provide oxygen to the crew. But behind that simple appearance, the sophistication of this submarine is a perfect work of engineering, made from fiberglass instead of metal, with diesel engines and electrical systems running from onboard generators. Everything is designed to optimize underwater camouflage, making it a nightmare for law enforcement. This submarine does not simply serve to transport drugs. Equipped with a powerful diesel engine, the vessel can move flexibly underwater, while an onboard generator provides power for other systems. One of the special devices is a camera mounted on a snorkel that helps the crew observe the surrounding environment while the ship is submerged under the water. Ballast tanks are designed to accept water, allowing submarines to dive deeper when detecting danger, helping them avoid detection. Inside, the submarine space is extremely cramped but very refined. Although there are not many amenities, there is a basic toilet and a sink to help the crew maintain comfort during long and harsh journeys. With the ability to carry up to 8 tons of cocaine, they can transport thousands of kilometers from Colombia through dangerous waters to destinations such as Mexico, and even further. These submarines have been successful on most trips because they are extremely difficult to detect. Although patrol aircraft can keep an eye on the sky, detecting a submarine underwater with only a snorkel, dimly lit, is almost impossible. Those underwater voyages seemed impenetrable, with each submarine like a ghost on the surface of the sea. But because of that perfection, these submarines have become a big target of the Coast Guard and law enforcement agencies. More than once, experts have been amazed to see these submarines built in shipyards deep in the Colombian jungle, places without any help from modern supply chains. Built by talented shipbuilders, this submarine has a simple but creative design, powerful enough to make long journeys without being detected. Finally, the fourth type of ship is also the most sophisticated submarine. It has never been detected or captured. In November 2020, a unique submarine was discovered in the Colombian jungle. This ship is not like normal submarines. It is only 12 meters long, has no fuel storage or diesel engine in the back. Instead, it is equipped with up to 10 tons of batteries, providing power for 2 electric motors. This is the pinnacle of innovation in the drug submarine industry, with construction costs reaching approximately $1.5 million. Diving brakes control the depth of the vessel, helping it maintain secrecy throughout its journey. These batteries can operate continuously for about 12 hours. With a speed of only 5 kilometers per hour, this submarine can travel about 60 kilometers. Even though it's not fast and doesn't go far, it doesn't have to be that way. This vehicle is not designed to make long trips alone. Do you see? It is a giant ring attached to the ship. It can be connected to larger ships towing drug submarines across the ocean without detection. When it reaches its destination or is detected, simply remove this ring and the submarine can continue its independent journey, as if nothing had ever happened. This submarine proved that creativity in the drug trafficking industry has never had limits. Although its speed and distance are not too impressive, its evasion and difficulty of detection are what amaze law enforcement. To date, no submarine like this has ever been detected during operation. This makes the authorities even more question. How many such submarines are silently transporting drugs into major markets without our knowledge? While law enforcement agencies struggle to deal with the increasingly sophisticated methods of criminals, these submarines continue to exist on the seabed. They are made for a single trip, then retired to the bottom of the ocean. But that is the tactic of criminals, always creating new, more sophisticated, and difficult to detect submarines. In 2022, a major war broke out when drug submarine kingpin Oscar Moreno Ricardo was arrested after years of evading the law. While this is a major victory for law enforcement, it is not the final victory. Another criminal could have filled Ricardo's vacancy. In a shipyard somewhere, deep in the Colombian jungle, maybe a new genius is working on the next drug submarines. More sophisticated, more agile, and designed to deal with all the new police tactics. And this race never ends. In this uncompromising war, the police always have to strain to prevent dangerous drug shipments, but mafia groups never stop being creative. In addition to the 4 types of submarines that have been discovered, how many other more sophisticated types are there? In your opinion, who will win this race? Cops or criminals with secret submarines? Please share below so we can discuss. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.